And so there's something called required minimum deduction. You have to once you're over 70, you gotta take a minimum out. But you really want money, you wanna go on a vacation, you don't wanna say, oh my God, I've got a big taxes with $5,000.
Just have money to have it and then have something happen to you, you don't use it? Somebody else uses it.
Say that one more time,
No, that sometimes people accumulate so much for retirement
right?
and then they don't wanna touch it.
Okay,
But then
They die.
something happens and they don't use it.
okay, they're happy. If you decide that you don't wanna spend your money and you wanna give it to WTA, you wanna give it to a charity, you wanna give it to your kids, okay. I mean, that's your life's choice. The name of the game is not to die in the grave and have spent all your money. That's not a game, that's not a goal that I know of. And it's also not a goal to have the most amount of money anybody ever had and die. What is it? It's joy. What gives you joy? Giving all your money away is great, giving all your kids, pay for their college education. Take a trip around the world, pay $70,000 to Johns Hopkins to get in a private jet to go around the world in 30. Whatever gives you joy. Or nothing. Who cares? We're all different.
But then we go back to whatever that, if that, some bad habits give you joy for that moment.
Okay, there's consequences. But that's okay. You're allowed to make decisions that aren't financially smart. It's okay. I work with the homeless a lot. Did I make a point about that?
Yeah, but it's not a thing.
I work with the homeless. There's their choices, yeah. You perfect, you can spend all your money. I'll meet you up at Seneca Heights in a couple of years. So, okay, that's a flip comment. Probably unworthy of me, but it's true. Okay, so summarize some of the things we talked about today. Try to save, we talked about this last week, 10% of your salary, right? And though many of you are doing that, I saw the sheet, many of you are doing that, that's fantastic.
Yes.
Start early, that's really not right. Start,
No.
I know.
get comfortable with the concept of these three types of savings: cash, savings accounts, and investment. After today, we're going to talk about the investment piece, stocks and bonds and how to invest and all that kind of stuff. Okay. And practice these three things, even if it's small amounts. It doesn't make any difference how much money you put in. Practice the concept of having money in cash, we all do that, and then savings, and then investment.
Can we talk about this real quick?
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
The
go ahead.
T-bill thing?
Yeah, we're about to get there.
Okay. What? The treasury bills.
Okay,
It's the one that if you need
yeah,
your
go
money.
to page, go
Oh,
to page
11.
11. By the way, I was amazed, I only started this about 5 months ago. Somebody said to me, do you have any treasury bill? What's that? So you go online, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, I can go through it, we have a minute. You can put your money in a treasury bill, okay? I'm going to read. Our country is $21 trillion in debt.
Wow, this is amazing.
And one way they get the money is people like you lend the money. You can buy a treasury bill for 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 13 weeks, and 26 weeks. You can invest the money. Now, what they do is if you buy a treasury bill for $100, they'll eventually take the $100 out of your checking account, right? But they don't take $100 out. They take the amount of money out so that when you earn your money, they put back the $100.
That's what I don't understand.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what's on here.
Well, let's just take this example. So this is a yearly thing, but the concept's the same. If you're going to make $50 at the end of the year, right? We all agree?
Right, right, yes, yes,
$50.
right.
If the concept is in treasury, they would take out how much money? $950. And how much would they put back at the end?
100,
1,000, whatever it was.
1,050.
So they take out, you buy it at par. So for example, if you're gonna make $1, based on the interest rates and 4 weeks and all that stuff, they don't take out $100, they take out
99,
99.
but they give you back 100.
That's right.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
in 6
So
months.
if you buy, or 4 weeks, so if you buy $100, you will see not $100 leaving your checking account, but $99.14. But then after 4 weeks, what comes back in? $100. Make sense? Okay, all right. So, I learned, I started this, what I say, 5 months ago, 6 months ago. The whole thing took 15 minutes, like nothing. All you need before you sit down is your social security number, I can tell you that.
Well, I'm gonna, we can set it up, I'm gonna come in 15 minutes early next Thursday.
Try it
You have to go to the
before
bank.
that.
I'll try it before that, but knowing me.
Well,
But you have to go to the bank.
no,
You
you
can
go to
go
the
online.
computer. The treasury bill, it's all online, everything is all online.
Oh, so you can do it from your own bank account?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need 3 things. Your social security number, your
Bank account.
bank account, your routing number, and your account number. What's the third thing? Oh, email address.
Alright.
So you'll sit down at your computer at that website, it's on page,
Yeah, it's on 12.
page 12. Go there, and
You
it'll
got your
say,
checking
set up a
account?
new account.
Right.
It'll ask you for your
Okay.
email address, your bank account number, your your routing number, the stuff at the bottom of the check, you can still write those checks, and your social security number.
And they'll ask you if you're buying it for.
4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12, you get a whole list of things and you click, take the 4-week thing and you just click and
Okay.
it says verified, do you really want to do this?
And then the renewal thing.
You don't have to do the renewal thing, the default is no renewal.
Right, but you want it, but
No,
I,
I just want you to practice.
Okay.
If you want to renew it, fantastic.
If
Dave, what do you do?
and then you have to wait until the full, whatever many weeks you choose,
4 weeks, yeah.
and then you can take that money out, or you.
No, they put it right back in your account.
Oh, you don't.
You
have
do
anything.
nothing. Yeah, you tell them, I want to buy a 4-week CD at like 2.4%. You won't know that until one of those dates come up. I describe all those dates. But once you say it, you're done. And when that date comes around, they'll go to your bank account and take out $99.48. And in 4 weeks, you will see $100 come back into your bank account. You do nothing. Put your hands in your pocket. You made 84 cents doing nothing. Other than
Now, do you do it for a month or,
do 4 weeks,
yeah,
8 weeks,
13 weeks?
13 weeks, 26 weeks, and you have bigger than those 4.
Okay.
So you can do it for as long as you want.
Are the interest rates different depending on how many
A
weeks you choose?
minuscule difference, great question. And there's an auction that day. And it's the big guys that are because what is the interest rate they set? It's what people were willing to pay. So they have a China and I don't know, $1 trillion, and they have an auction. And if you're a big guy that's got $40 million to invest in these things, you'll say to the Treasury, I'm willing to pay 2.3% or something for the 4-week T-bill. And there's an auction. And some people bid high, some people bid low. We're not part of any of this. Some people bid high, some people bid low. But then that day at 11 o'clock, the government decides on a number. Everybody, including people like you and me, get that number. So everybody gets the same number. The big guys figure out what the interest rate is, and that's what you get.
So it fluctuates, it's not
Yes.
always 2.5.
It could be 2.48. On
Does
a
it go
daily
down
basis.
below
fair.
2%?
No. It
Okay.
fluctuates at the 3rd decimal point.
Okay. So it's
If it-
not 1%?
This is not a crapshoot.
Right,
You know, now, over
It's
time,
around-
it could go down to 1, I don't know. It
Right.
depends on what the 10-year Treasury bill sells for and bonds and all kinds of stuff that I don't pay much attention to. But it'll vary at the 3rd or 4th decimal point.
got it.
And sometimes the 8-week is more than the 4-week, and sometimes it's not, who knows, and
And
depends
then
on
they
what
send
China.
you, if you have to pay taxes, they send it to you.
Oh, yeah, I haven't done that yet, because I
Julia.
only started. Yeah, you get a W-2, yeah, you get a regular,
But you will get that.
You will get that, but you don't pay state taxes on it.
Guys, we're gonna be rich.
Well, they take your money, they put it back, and at the end when they put it back, they take
Done.
the taxes out, they,
No, you
Nothing.
get a statement, no, you get a statement at the end of the year.
No,
to say
you need
made-
to send it to your
They
account.
send
Oh,
it
okay.
at 1099.
Oh, okay.
1099, it says you made 14 cents this year.
okay.
Yeah.
So you put the money in, put the money out. And then there's a little detail that you can read. And by the way, if you say I want to invest $100 and they go try to pull it and it's not there, guess what happens?
You get
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
You don't get a.
Nothing,
penalty?
because I'm encouraging people at the homeless shelter to do this. And they're not always so great
And
about having
having
money
money
there.
there.
And so I was very clear with, and they respond in a day. And you're talking to the Treasury Department, if I don't have the money, what's gonna happen? They said nothing. I said, make sure, yeah, no, that was clear, you know, you're gonna be a credit and nothing. Remember, you're talking about $100 out of millions of dollars.
Right.
But they cater to the small person. I can't believe that it made it so easy for $100 for you. So even if you say $100 and you need 4 tires the day before, $100 is not there.